Campfire stories. So while I'm out here, I got one I'd like to tell you. It comes with um a parental warning or well, let's just say it's not politically correct. I'm not politically correct, so if you want to change it, change it. Um, I'll try and mark it so you can get past it when I'm done if you don't want to listen to it. But anyway, here it goes. This has to do with my dad. This happened a long time ago, and it was well before him and my mom got married. Um, yes, I'd say it was late 50s, early 60s when this happened. And this happened down in my hometown, Shawsville, Virginia. And him, his buddy John, and a little fellow that was with him, his name's Arthur. I'm not going to divulge her last names. Of course, Johnny's dead now. He's long gone, and so is my dad. But I wish he was here to tell it, and he'd tell it a lot better than me. But he was going squirrel hunting, and Johnny and Arthur said they wanted to tag along. I said, that's fine. I said, y'all just don't make a bunch of noise. You know, I'm hunting squirrel. He said, that's fine. We're going to go off and do our own thing. We're going to go off and hunt some ginseng. And back up in this holler where they went, and I've been back up in there. It's really nice. The Shawnee, when they passed through here on a couple of occasions, they'd used this one natural rock outcropping as a place to set up their camp. And it's set up sort of like a horseshoe. The stones start in a natural formation now. The stones start small, work their way up the hillside, and they get taller as they go up the hillside, and they got a little cave hangover there, and it's really nice. And it's a good fortification position where you could mount watchers, sentinels around and protect the tribe. Anyway, they rolled up in there. Johnny and Arthur are cutting up and carrying on, and they talk about the old Indian fort. That's what they used to call it. And Johnny tells Daddy, he says, look, me and Arthur, you go ahead and you kill you some squirrels. Me and Arthur are going to get up here and we're going to scalp with some Indians. Well, Dad didn't like that too much, but Johnny was Johnny. So Dad's out on a ridge. He done shot a squirrel or two, and he said all of a sudden he'd heard down about where the car was they drove up in there. He heard what sounded like drumming. Like, if any of you know what a pheasant sounds like when it drums its feathers on a log, or just drums its feathers, period. He said it sounded a lot like that at first, and then it sounded like war drums. And he started hearing hoops and hollers. He heard a war hoop or two or three. He said, like, what in the world are them fellas doing down there? And he said it just rung all through the valley. It was loud. And he said, I was done. There wasn't no nary a squirrel going to be coming out after that. So he had maybe 2 or 3 squirrel. And he come down out the damn mountain, got down to the car, and wasn't nobody around. Like, what in the world, where they at? He went to open the car door, and it was locked. And he looked inside. He was looking inside to see what was going on. And Johnny and Arthur both were inside the car in the back floorboard, hunkered down, scared to death. Now, Daddy always thought up to that point, and I did too, that it was the First Nations people that lived there. Their spirits, and they were angry because of what Johnny said. And for the longest time, I thought that was so. But, and I think you guys know where I'm going with this. After knowing what old Squatch can do and what they're capable of, what that sounds they make, and how they run people off of areas and all like that, I surely believe that's exactly what Johnny and Arthur run into. Arthur would not speak of it. I asked my mom about it again here not too long ago, and she had mentioned the fact that it was a couple of weeks before Arthur could get back to sleep and sleep a full night. She said he was terrified, completely terrified. My niece's ex-boyfriend swears up and down he saw one Bigfoot up in that very same holler. So now where that's at's not too far away as a crow flies from my mom and dad's place. You take the road and all, it's about 7 miles at least. But no, that was one hell of a story. Like I said, for the longest time I thought it was spirits. I thought it was angry spirits that getting even with Johnny for what he'd said. But I think it was old Squatch. Yep. We'll talk to you later.